Right, another day with breakfast with TNC. I always like to start my December breakfasts with my advent calendar. Turn it around today. There's a bloody tree next to it. What is that? It's pretty, but it's odd. Anyway, let's get into this. Merry Christmas, everyone. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gets to me, a Darren Huckabee. What is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another episode of Breakfast with TNC. It is Friday morning. Apologies, it's slightly late. Had a few things to do this morning. But anyway, back for a little Breakfast with TNC. We've got my coffee in my new coffee machine, in the Breakfast with TNC mug. And also, I've got an apple that I'm praying is a hard one. Powdery apples are my idea of hell. Like, genuinely, powdery apples make me weak, and not in a good way. And then we've got a little cinnamon swirl here. I love cinnamon. I just love cinnamon. Amazing. Let's see if the apple is a hard one. It's on the verge, but it'll do. It will do. Choking on the skin won't do, definitely. So yeah, back for a little breakfast with TNC today. Before I get into anything, another merch plug. You are lucky people. We've got these shirts on sale, Irish Messi t-shirts on sale, these mugs on sale. There's literally 4 of these left, so get them quickly. And some Irish Messi posters as well, which are looking really, really nice. Links in the description for how you can go and buy that stuff. Anyway, the news today, we've got a few different things. First of all, obviously Barnsley up this weekend. Paddy Davitt has written on the EDP. The headline is, Barnsley, the acid test of Norwich City's revival for Alex Neil. Alex Neil said, hopefully we can build on the Brentford game because the type of club we are at this level, it isn't enough to turn that out now and again. We need to back it up this week, says the City chief, who obviously spent 4 years at Barnsley playing. It was a big step forward. The fact is, in football, regardless of what level you're at, the Brentford game is done now. People talk about it for a few days and then they look for how to respond. And that's exactly right. Alex Neil knows what he has to do. I'm sure the players do. The players won't be satisfied with just one win in like 8 games. We need to back this up and put 5, 6 games together, unbeaten, winning them games to be able to get people back on Alex Neil's side, and for us to be in a more promising league position. I mean, we're still, I think, are we in 7th or... We're in touch and distance of the playoffs, which is great. But at the same time, we want automatics. And we're going to have to put a very good run together for us to get there. So Alex Neil knows that the season wasn't turned around at Barnsley, at Brentford, sorry. There are big things to do, and we now have to go at Barnsley and put another great performance in and pick up another 3 points there. As I mentioned in the previous story, Alex Neil did actually play for Barnsley. It was one of his first clubs. He played there for 4 years, made quite a lot of appearances actually, about 130. I love the picture here that the Pinken have used. of Alex Neil looking absolutely nuts. I think that looks like Leeds away. Yeah, it says here the City boss made 132 appearances during a 4-year stint when he was brought from Airdrie as a teenager in 2000. I love this article. It says, I didn't see him as a manager, and I told him that when I bumped into him at a game a few weeks ago. I joked with him that I never thought he would be a manager, and we had a laugh about it. But now when I think about it, he was a very hard-working, determined, mentally strong and thick-skinned teenager, which is what you need as a manager. He was a winner, and he is now a manager, which is great praise from ex-Crystal Palace, Watford and Barnsley striker Bruce Dyer, who I have never heard of. But that's nice from like former teammates that they see all the key traits of a good manager in Alex Neil. And I think we all do, but when you start losing games, it's very tough to see the positives. And hopefully Alex Neil will put some wins together and prosper as Norwich City manager. The next story is actually off Twitter. Canary Scots, at Canary Scots, put it together. Basically, it's all about the ticket prices for the Southampton game in the FA Cup, which a lot of people are outraged about, and probably rightly so. £25 you're looking at if you're an adult. I think it's £15 for myself, and then maybe a tenner for kids or something, which is pretty expensive for a third round cup draw in which neither team are going to put out their first team. Anyway, Canary Scots made a tweet. It says here, Delia says this, then charges £25 for an FA Cup third round game a month later. So the quote is, the game is losing its soul, I fear that. Delia says, I feel really bad for the supporters. They're treated so badly. They book their hotel rooms and get cheap prices for their travel tickets in advance. Bang. Oh, that's another game not on anymore. Delia adds, I'd love to see supporters worshipped and respected, because otherwise it's got to end up on television. Delia also claims that the government need to step in to make sure that the situation amongst fans doesn't get worse. Michael also believes that football has gone to Wall Street, Dubai and Hong Kong. So Delia basically saying that fans need to be treated better, whether that be with with the times that games are on, ticket prices, travel, etc, etc. And then they go and charge 25 quid for an FA Cup game. If you've got a family of 4, maybe it's a nice opportunity to take your family down on cup games. You're looking at like 60 quid, upwards of 60 quid for an FA Cup game that we're probably going to get knocked out about, and you might be lucky enough to see Stephen Whittaker in right midfield. You know, I'll probably go because £15 isn't the end of the world for me. But 25 quid if you're a couple or something of adults, 50 quid, that's an expensive game. So that's a real shame that them tickets have been booked like that. And Neil Thompson, who runs Barclay and Norwich, said it'd been great if it was 15 quid for an adult. Barclay lower is unreserved. That'd get the atmosphere going, that'd get the numbers in. And to be honest, they're not losing out too much if they charge 15 instead of 25. So that's a real shame. But finally, let's end on a happy note, shall we? It's getting around Christmas. Let's end on a little happy note. We've got some pictures here on the official Norwich City website of the players visiting the kids ward at Norfolk and Norwich Hospital, which I love to see every year, because these kids are going through some really tough times, whether that be through illness or and it's nice for them to see, you know, these legends and, you know, big celebrities around Norwich come in and just give them some of their own time, really. I mean, there was a lovely picture of Ivo Pinto with one of the kids, and Ivo Pinto put a lovely caption on his Instagram. I really do love Ivo Pinto. He's a brilliant man. I think he genuinely does care about this football club, the people that surround it, and it's them kind of players that make you proud to support the club you do. So that's really nice to see. Well done to Norwich City Football Club, and it was Michael McGovern, Olsen, Jerome, Oliveira and Pinto that went down to hand out presents, have photos and just spend a bit of time with these kids who are going through not ideal times, basically. So that's really nice. Anyway, that's your Norwich City news for Friday the 9th of December. A massive thank you to Acle Bridge Inn for sponsoring the Breakfast with TNC series. We're going to be bringing some offers next week, which might include some like free booze, meals, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to tuck into this food. I'll see you very soon. Peace out. Once upon